Hey there, Heather Boyd Wire here.
So today we're going to make a wire tree ring. Now this is a novelty project. You have to be very careful when you wear it, that it doesn't catch on things, but it's super funky and a great conversation starter. This one is made with 22 gauge wire, and today I'm going to be working with 24 gauge wire. So what you're going to need for this project are your tools. I have a ring cone. If you don't have a ring cone, use a marker. I'm using 24 gauge artistic copper wire, and I have some tiny little beads. They're smaller than the 4mm size. The sample, I used 22 gauge wire and 4mm miracle beads. So to start, I'm going to measure about 6 to 8 inches depending on how big you want your ring and the tree, and just basically I want 6 pieces, so I'm just going to keep bending it. You can cut them any way you want, but this is a pretty easy way to do it as well. So we're just going to do 6 that are the same size. So I just measured out 6 times. I'm going to cut it, and then we have all of our pieces together. So we're just going to straighten these out so they're all in a row like that. We can clip them afterwards, and then we're going to take our ring cone and just wind them around the ring cone at whatever level is your ring size, and you're basically going to cross them over. So this is in the center, and then you want to tightly twist them together. So just hold this tightly and just twist it up a few times. Now this is going to be depending on how tall you want your tree to be. So see, it sticks up like that, but we're going to stick it, I mean, you could wear it sticking up like that if you want, but the idea is just to like form your tree and then just have it like that, and we can make some shape in that later. So we have our beginning part of our tree, and then we can remove it. And then what you could do, if your pieces aren't already individual pieces, then you can just trim them. You know, the little folded bits, you can just trim them, and like you can cut them like that if you want, or you want to get the little bent ends cut, so you may as well just go ahead and cut them just before the bend to get rid of those curved ends. So now what you want to do is you want to kind of twist some of these branches together. So what you can do first is just bring them up to see how they're working, just to see sort of what position they're in, and then decide which ones you want to twist together. So say we're going to take these two and just twist them. Make sure it's tight enough that they're going to hold together. So decide how long you want your branches to be. You can even leave one like down, and then you can just do a few together. If you've already made trees before, it's very similar to what you would do for a tree pendant. So we can even like to do some in a group of 3 if you want. Bring it up, and then you can like keep that one to the side, and then take these 2 and then bring it up a little bit. Gives a little more variety. And then these ones here, we could twist this group of 2 here, and then at that point you can add your beads on there. So to add the beads, I'm just going to start by putting 1 bead on here. These are really tiny, they're smaller than 4mm, so whatever small beads you have are great. So what I want to do first is put 1 on there, and the trick is you want to get rid of the sharp ends. So just wind the wire around the bead all the way around, and then take this wire and wind it all the way around the branch around here, and then once it's done a full turn, then you can clip it so it's really like snugly in there, and then you don't want the scratchy part on the back. So we've done 1 there, and then we can do this one on the other side. So we're just going to take this one here, stick that one in there, and the same idea, we're going to wind it around to hold that in place, because we don't want any sharp ends sticking out. So we're just going to bring that around, and then once it's done a full turn, to secure it in place, just really cut it, like get it right in there so it's not sticking out. So another way you can attach the beads is you can put one on this main branch here. So we could put one on there, and then another way to do it is rather than wind this one around, we could wind this wire over top. This is another way. There's two ways you can do these, attaching the beads, depending on the position you want them in. So there's that one. We're just going to go all the way around and clip it, and then we're going to stick a bead above that one and just compare how the two look. So we're going to take one here and stick that one above here, and then we can just bring it around here. So whatever way you want to attach your beads is good. You can play around with it. You can give it some variety depending on what kind of look that you want. So I found with the bigger beads it was better to do it this way, but this looks cute too. So just go around and keep adding your beads and keep twisting your wire around however you like. You could even put several beads on there. If you want to add several beads, that's fine too. And we're just going to bring that one around here and just play around with it. If you want to put like 3 beads on there, you can stick 3 beads and you can turn it around in a circle like that. That's another possibility. If you want to add like a cluster of 3 beads, you can do that as well. So there's really no limit to what you could put on there. You can put little stone chips. That would be cool. They'd be a little more fragile, but you can just keep going on and adding as many beads as you want to all the branches. Like say you put one there, if you decide you want to do 2 beads to compare it. So we're going to add a second one. Just add the second one in there, and then so if you put the 2 beads and bring that around, it's got a different look to it as well. So just keep adding beads as you like. Fill in your branches as much as you want. You'll see it's very, the design is very forgiving. You can just play around with it and add as many beads as you like. So after you have all your beads on there, I did a couple more little clusters of beads. Then we want to make the trunk a little more fancy, so we could just bend it. So if we're going to just give it a little bit of shape, so we bend it to the right and then just give it a little curve. This makes all the difference when you're making pendants, when you're making anything with trees. When you give it a bend, it just gives it so much more life and drama. It looks much, much better. So we have this little bend in there, and then we can stick it back on the ring form, and at that point you can do some more like little finishing touches and stuff. And like I said, this is a very novelty project. You would be very careful when you wear it. In theory, I guess you could put another band around there to hold it in place, but just for fun, if you want to make a novelty tree ring, this is a really super funky design. So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making videos. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live and when I post new videos. And if you'd like to share photos of your wire work, be sure to join the Wire Art and Jewelry Makers Club on Facebook. And also, if you want to check out my wire work on Etsy, my husband and I specialize in custom wire, wedding cake toppers, and funky jewelry. I do have a mailing list, so if you'd like to join my mailing list, I'll link it up below, and I'll send you my Wire Art Essentials ebook. And brand new, I have a new art channel called Heather Boyd Art. So if you're interested in mixed media, watercolor, inks, drawing, all kinds of things where I combine wire with art, be sure to check out my new channel. I'll link it up below as well. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.